Hello everyone and welcome once again to another commentary video.
Que están en dos partes del mundo.
Y
This is King
King
and
Rex.
he has just entered Discord chat because I'm recording. And welcome guys, we are gonna cover another green guy against Random Ways match. Well, not again, but this is the second video of green guy. The first time we cover Random Ways, and we have a special guest and maybe more people because we are doing this on Discord. Say hello, Humita. Don't be shy.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
I think he has a bit issues with internet. We have been trying to fix it, but it's okay, guys. Don't put too much thought on that. We are gonna cover this mirror with Grim. If you know, I am sure you know what Grim does already, but if you want to know exactly, you can pause the video and check. But I'm not gonna go deep into that. Grim mirrors are very funny because even Recons against Recons are a threat. And this was supposed to be a tier 2 match, right, Humita?
Yes, this was supposed to be a tier 2 match
Yeah,
of the
like
Global League, and
Random Ways went for the funny. Like Mask could have been a very easy win for Random Ways, but he wanted to. He knew that Green Guy was going to pick Grim, so he picked Grim himself to make it more funny and interesting. Because it's not every day you fight Green Guy, so you better try to flex on him.
No, that was really funny from Random Ways.
And this is a baseline map. There is a very weird reinforcements lines, as you can see, guys. It's very annoying to. Oh my god, I'm recording this on day 4. Well, it doesn't matter, guys. You didn't spoil anything, and as you can see, it's gonna be a very interesting match. So let's jump into the video and let's see how it goes. So yeah, don't mind, guys, the day 4 intro. You didn't get to spoil anything. This is, as I said, a baseline map, and there is that means that CEOs like Rachel are maybe stronger, but that is not necessarily true. I tried Rachel here and it's quite good, but it can be also awkward. What are your thoughts on this map, Humita?
I think this map is very open. Maybe it doesn't seem like, because there's a few mountains, and I made that mistake. I went for artillery and stuff like that, and then, of course, base light, you shouldn't do artillery, apparently, I learned. But it's very open. Like, the front goes all the way from the top right to the top left, and so maybe Rachel is not that good, because you can just fight everywhere else. I think probably Andy or CEOs like Max, stuff like that, like a lot of tanks and copters, is really good in this map.
Yeah, Rachel, I think, requires sharp tactics to work out. But let's talk about Green Mirror, because Green Mirrors are very funny. I think tanks from Green interrupting infantry on cities are almost gonna be a one-shot. I'm not sure how much, but they are gonna hurt a lot. Copter to copter combat are also gonna be a one-shots without powers. So
yeah,
it's gonna be very wild. As we can see, both players went for the day 5 tanks. You normally do that. You want to get your tank as early as possible. And
I think Grim Copter versus Grim Copter is one hit KO, guaranteed, right?
I think so.
Like with one comp tower, I think. Without power. It's crazy.
Yeah. It's like they have minus 20 firepower. So that's like the enemy has extra 20 firepower, but more than that, because you also increase the lag and you increase the total damage, not only the base damage. So it's a multiplier on a multiplier, which scales exponentially. That's why minus defense is so bad.
Yeah.
It seems like Random
I think
Ways,
also a 5 HP anti-air kills a copter.
I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest. It seems like Random Ways is opting to do tank chains here on the north. On the other hand, Green Guy is not following with double tank. So they are bringing tanks into opposite sides. Well, you know what I mean, and the same side as the other. So this tank will have to switch into this area if it wants to do something against two tanks. I don't know if that's already a mistake, but I don't like if my tanks are being zoned out.
You know, something I learned from playing this map is that you don't realize until later, but there is a strong side, weak side,
Hmm?
just of how the map is made. And like for random ways, his strong side, at least in my opinion, is the right. How quickly a tank can get into this very open place, while the left side is like much smaller and really hard for a tank to get to the center. And so you always end up being in the weak side, like where your is. You
Mm-hmm.
end up being like very cramped up, and so that's like the I think the plan for this map is to like try to get control of the center so you can join forces and maybe pressure one of the two sides. Because if you don't, you get your weak side all tiny and squished, while you lose in the other party. It's very tricky.
And we see a mech from Random Ways, so actually we are gonna see mechs. As I said, Random Ways had in his signature that mechs are underrated, and a mech from green, it's gonna be able to one-shot infantry, because don't forget that mechs have 65 base damage against infantry, but it's gonna be hard for the mech to first strike infantry. It's gonna need support to wall it from getting first strike, and that as green versus green is gonna be very hard. So I think what you need as green is mobility, and that relies on copters and then tanks, neo tanks, not medium tanks. I mean, a medium tank, even if it gets first strike by a copter, can still deal with tanks. But oh my god, yeah, this is the power of having the two tanks chained. Like now, this tank is gonna be able to cover this tank, and this tank, since it was one turn later, it's not able to support this. So now this tank cannot attack into this one. Although, I mean, you can attack into this one, which is not in high terrain, but you can cover it with this infantry. No, you can go this way, right? 1, 2, 3, 3. No. So I already.
Yeah, I think you can.
Sorry.
No, yeah, it's tricky. I don't know if you can. I mean, you definitely move the 1 HP infantry and attack the tank from the city, and then you bring the other tank, so you have this tank chain to cover from the next tank. Also, like gun. So there's only 2 tanks, and Grim Guy is gonna have 3 tanks, but there's a copter coming.
Yeah,
so.
and the good thing
I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Is that Random Ways didn't will a tank for 1 turn or maybe 2, but now this copter is gonna make it 1 turn earlier than a tank would. So that's basically like if he willed the tank, you know? Instead of not wielding tank for 2 turns, he used not will a vehicle for 1 turn because of the copter. It's gonna make it here in 2 turns. I don't know what Green Guy is gonna do. And a 1 HP infantry, it might seem useless, but I think it's very, very useful in a green mirror because it's still gonna tank 1 hit. Doesn't matter the firepower. Yeah, and he takes the first strike. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Wow, 8-3 in a 3-star defense terrain.
Is
that's Grim Mirrors.
And I'm not sure about anti-air to deal with copters. Would you have willed this anti-air instead of copter and maybe recon infantry?
I think recons are very in a Grim Mirror because they one-shot infantry.
Yeah, and they can deal with recons also. And They are not gonna be indirects, but they could also deal with them. So it's like having a 4K
Yeah.
tank dealing with infantry. It is.
Yeah, I'm not sure about
It's not
the
that much.
the anti-air, but it's still oof. Wow.
I'm not sure about the anti-air because it's also one less unit that you have. And it's a
Yeah,
base
that is
light.
true.
It's very important to have infantry because it's going to be very dry infantry.
Yeah, I agree.
And the middle is a land of no one, but the corners are quite getting controlled by random ways. At least he's gonna cap this one, no matter what, and he's also having this one.
Yeah.
So he's putting himself ahead on income. I don't know if it's gonna have a relevance on this match, but
Well, I just
Yeah, he's
noticed
definitely winning the
something.
top left.
top left,
What, Rex?
King said something.
Well, I just noticed that Grim guy is now committed to fighting in what I think is his weak side. So in times like this, you gotta ask yourself, do I wanna continue investing all my forces on my weak side? Right now, on his strong side, there's only 4, maybe 5 infantry, and nothing is threatening random ways from continuing to capture properties. So
Yeah.
he just committed an anti-air on his weak side. That means that on random ways weak side, he basically has complete control. He can push on without having to worry about any tanks or additional units coming his way.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think.
I think
Tell us, Kumite.
I think probably Grim Guy would have been better off doing, instead of the anti-air, doing a copter and a recon last turn, so he can send a recon down to the top left. Because there's no tank. I mean, there's a mech, but it's very easy to outmaneuver the mech, and you can put pressure in that area so that random waves doesn't just take over all the cities.
And the copter is much more flexible, even though it takes a while to
Yeah.
reach the weak side with the copter. It's gonna mirror the copter movement.
I
Yeah,
definitely
the
agree
anti-airs
with
in
you
this map
with
is
that.
really tricky because was that Rex?
Yeah, no, I was gonna say I agree with you. I usually, when I'm in a match, I ask myself, is my opponent pressuring me more than I'm pressuring him? And right now, I believe that is what's happening. Random Ways is pressuring Grim Guy more than Grim Guy is pressuring him, technically. So it seems to be in Random Ways' favor.
The thing is that I think Green Guy, as long as he doesn't overcommits into the movement range advantage that Random Ways has because of the double forest here, he's gonna be fine-ish, but he needs to be careful, that's for sure. Because now, for one turn, he has control over the middle, or his opponent. So it's not too terrible, neither. But okay, maybe Green Guy wanted to not wield the recon because now has this tank, and if he had wielded that recon at the last time, he wouldn't have for a tank now. So maybe that's his reasoning. I'm not sure. But look at this.
Well, yeah, because he could have done like if he did a copter and recon, then this turn he would make a tank and infantry.
Yeah.
He would just be having the copter a turn earlier. Wouldn't have the anti-air though. The thing is that, I mean, Random Ways is losing the middle, and which might be dangerous. But he's giving up the left, like the bottom left. Oh, and Grim Guy didn't even capture that city.
Yeah.
Oof. Oof. You see, Recon's one hit KO is
Yeah,
is very strong.
it's like being on max powers all the time, basically. But on top of that, you have
Yeah, that is crazy.
um, good indirects, but in a green mirror, you don't want to use indirects.
Yeah.
I'm not
Oof.
sure about this mech job. It's, I mean, it's not like it's gonna cost too much, but
It's taking forever.
yeah. Mm,
Yeah. Also, Green Guy just lost a lot of
yeah,
infantry,
two
and
infantries.
has
That's a big deal.
and has no infantry there. Like because he's been building so many vehicles from that base, there's no new infantry coming. You know, it's just been tank, anti-air, tank. So he only has that one infantry left in the top right.
And I'm wondering, green guy, green tank one shots a recon on a city with a com tower. I
Oof,
think
I don't know.
I don't know. So base damage is 80. This is a 10% defense. Yeah, I think it's a one shot. It's like if this recon was on planes, and when you are max and you are facing a recon on planes, you can one shot it when once you get the com tower. And this is 40 defense, not 30. 40 firepower. So I think it's a one shot, and it's gonna be free-ish because you have the anti-air to cover from this copter attack, and it's gonna be a 7 HP tank here. I think it's worth it to one-shot it. I'm not sure, I'm just thinking about killing stuff.
I don't think it's worth because I mean if you could start the capture then yeah maybe, but that infantry is not in range to capture. Oh, he's going in. Okay. I don't think that's a good idea because now the copter can kill and the 7 HP tank can sit in the city and hit the
I
tank.
think this is a one-shot, right?
Like
This
the one that's
copter
5
into
is gonna
this
be stunned.
infantry, and then the
Yeah,
copter
for
into
sure.
the tank. Or
Yeah. Okay. That's a little bit that it doesn't even get covered. Oof.
I mean, I guess that's. I mean, it's a 9
I mean,
HP tank.
he's trading that tank for the fully train.
I think
Yeah.
I don't agree with this play either. That's a one shot. And Knuckle
That
Duster.
instead.
Oh,
Yeah.
Knuckle Duster. There is not too many engagements.
What is he gonna do?
Like this one here.
Yeah, there's not a lot of vehicles.
This mech is not doing anything. This infantry is not.
Yeah, I don't think
Watch,
it's a good power,
watch
but
this
I don't know,
copter
we'll see.
attacking the anti-air. Watch and do like.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
Oh my god! Please do that, Random Wiz. Please do that. Oh no! Come on, dude. You.
No, wow.
It's fine.
I mean, I think it's worth. Look, now Grim Guy has completely lost the top right. Like
Yeah.
all of his fighting was to like control the center right, and now he's just dead.
He went too far into this part of the map. Even though the recon looked very juicy, it was not worth it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he's sucking. Oh my god, he's doing. He knows that Green Guy needs to capture stuff because he's below the 17 income, and that's a very bad spot to be in a base light because you cannot wheel copters and tanks. You have to choose between them.
Mm-hmm. No, and look how far the next infantry from Grim Guy is in the top. Like it's all the way in the base, so he can't capture anything in the top right. And there's a few neutral cities that he hasn't even started capturing.
And
it's gonna take forever.
Here is not happening anything. Like Random Ways is wisely putting himself on the defensive with the infantry. So the infantry against infantry, the first one that goes in is gonna lose if you take the defensive stance. So I think this is very smart for Green Guy. And yeah, the middle is not getting captured, and this one is not getting captured. So now 2k advantage, it might not seem too much, but 2k advantage with such a low income, I think it's a big deal. Because don't forget that
Yeah, it
Green
is.
Guy is repairing also, so look at how much he has left. What is
Yeah.
he gonna will? Double tank recon? Is
Probably double tank, because he needs a tank on the bottom.
he could go copter recon
'Cause-
and infantry.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's actually good.
And he has
Now trying to
control
go for
over,
the
over the
caps.
middle, but it's only infantry.
Yeah, for now, until those random ways copters come in. Like,
And I think this is an even trade, in my opinion. I think this is a good. You always want to take these trades.
I think that tank is gonna go into that tier for sure, and then kill it with a copter.
Mm,
Or no?
are you
Oh no,
sure?
'cause
I
no,
don't think.
the other copter reaches. Oh, I think you can, because he has another copter. He's probably gonna do it.
But
And then
Green Guy
capture
has another
the
copter
infantry.
too.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
then
that's
random
one
ways has
thing
another
I-
copter.
Okay,
It's just
okay.
gonna be a
That's the thing
chain of
about
copter
Grim.
versus copter.
Look
He
at
can
this
actually
mech.
finish off anti-air. That's actually something I noticed, is that most COs can't finish an anti-air if it's on 3 HP with a copter.
It's 25 base
But
damage.
Grim can.
So
Oh,
if it's on 3 HP, it depends on the defense.
Exactly.
well, it's on a shoal,
But
so
I just
has
noticed
zero
that if it's
defense.
on a city, or sometimes even if it's on a forest, it's very hard for a copter to finish it. So, but Grim, he can do it. That's one of his advantages.
Yeah, on Haymaker, on supers, if there is an anti-air expose with slightly injured or very low defense, Green against Green can take that engagement with a copter. It's gonna do almost like 7-8 of damage, and that's a winning engagement, I think. I like this
Look,
cute
'cause
mech covering
now
this capture. Tell me, Shumita.
Yeah. If now, because now Random Ways has given Grim Guy a choice of send your copter, Grim Guy, send your copter to kill my copter, and then I will kill your copter with my copter, and then Grim Guy will kill his copter with his copter, and it's just gonna be like a chain of copter versus copter. And for Random Ways, that's fine. Like for him, it's fine to keep trading because he's up in income,
Yeah, and
So he's completely fine with doing that.
that's 30 income ahead of Green Guy, because it's like you are playing against Olaf and you keep trading and trading, but you cannot replenish your army every single turn. But let's see, because yeah, it's a one shot.
There he goes.
I don't know if it's warranted. I think so. It must be.
I think it's guaranteed. I think I had checked when I was watching the match, and I couldn't believe it's like 100 to 100.
I mean, if you are not recording, so these funny rolls, you can double check them for me, if you can.
Okay, I'll check.
But let's see, because this infantry keeps capping, but remember it's a 7 HP, so anything that touches this now, it is gonna interrupt the cap. And Green Guy is not looking terrible, but I don't like his position because he is behind on unit count even after he has wheel units, and he is falling further on income unless he interrupts this. But if he interrupts this, he's gonna lose 2 infantry for the price of 1, so that's it's a lose-lose situation. Green Guy has to pick his poison here, basically. So when you are in a position where you have to pick your poison, I would rather always, not always, but most of the time, go for the kills, because kills is the most important thing you can do, unless there is someone capturing your HQ or a winning move like that. What is this?
Yeah, I'd say probably Yeah, I was gonna say to do something like that, to kill that infantry, get that capture.
It's a one-shot
But
infantry against
I would also
infantry.
want to interrupt. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, dude.
It's crazy. So look, a copter versus copter with no com towers is guaranteed.
With
One
no com towers. It's
with no
guaranteed.
com towers, it's guaranteed.
Okay, and if you have no com towers against a green who has his power activated, only 10% minus defense. That's the most.
And I guess. Well, but with the tower, yeah, with the tower is still 100. Like if the
Okay.
other Grim has the 10% defense from the power, it's 100 to 110 with a com tower.
It's bunkers. I'm not sure about this infantry capture in this city. Like, it was not threatening to capture it next turn, so you could have ignored it as random waste this infantry. So I don't agree with it. And yeah, one shot. Copter against copter is like anti-air.
Crazy. Yeah. I feel like Grim Guy should have interrupted Random Ways capture. I'm not sure why he didn't do that. Because he's just gonna keep piling on that income, and now he's got to like the nice 17k where he can build 2 vehicles every turn and an infantry. And you don't want
I
that.
think so too. I think he should have interacted with one infantry and set up all the rest of his infantry to cover that infantry. So on the next turn he will be able to retaliate better. And let's see, because the situation is snowballing out of hands. Right now, Random Waste is already 3k ahead on income, and he's threatening 2 caps, and that's 2 units that will need to waste their turn, basically doing something else than fighting, and that's already bad for Green Guy because he is 5 units behind at the start of his turn. And it's a baseline, so having unit count advantage is very important.
Also economy.
Yeah. Also, look, that copter from Green Guy now has to decide whether to kill the copter or go to the bottom left, where it would really want to go to the bottom left, but it
is not covered by
needs to
another
go
copter
to kill that copter on the right.
So I would honestly go for the free copter kill, since it's not covered. But in order to do that, you need to
I think
kill these
in an ideal world, I think in an ideal world, if that copter from Random Waste is not there, Grim Guy can use his copter to send it to the bottom left, where it could do disasters. You know, there's no anti-air there or copter yet, so it can kill him a nice battle. But now he's forced to do that. He's still forced to fight over there in the top right with his vehicles.
Yeah, because he cannot retreat nicely and smoothly. I mean, it looks like he might get this city, and that would put him 1k of income difference only. But Random Waste has hit the sweet spot for base light, which is 17 income. So that's not 1k more than 16. That's a position where he is allowed to will copter, tank and infantry, which is very strong in my opinion, because you don't need anything else in a Green Guy mirror. Unless your opponent wills a bomber, then you need an anti-air or a fighter. But that's not gonna happen because Green Guy is so behind on income. And we see a Knuckle Buster in response to Knuckle Buster from Green Guy. But the difference is that Green Guy is not gonna... It's gonna be able to do another Knuckle Duster. But look at this. This is a way, yes.
Wait, he used the power to...
Yeah, to I don't know. The power.
To just hit that one infantry.
To one-shot that infantry, to hit
What
that
did he do?
infantry, and...
And that was it.
I mean...
he used the power for just one engagement.
Let me check one thing. If you use Knuckle Buster into an infantry on a city with powers as Grim, can you one-shot it? I think you can, right? Or not?
He can one-shot?
this tank into this infantry, because there is an argument. So you cannot wall break into this infantry and hit this tank on the com tower from the city. But that could be overextension. No, it couldn't. For one turn, you can sustain that.
Yeah, I think if he doesn't have his power on, he could get the one hit KO. It's 94 to 102, but if he has his power on, then it's not.
I think that's
It's
the
84
reason.
to 91, so he doesn't get the kill.
I don't see any other reason but that one.
I don't see why that's a problem for Random Voice though.
Yeah.
He would love to start a fight there. He has a copter and 2 tanks to support that tank on the com tower. I think he
That's
wins
true.
that battle. If
I
Green
mean,
Guy decides to attack the tank.
I think the argument is if you start fighting here, maybe Green Guy can buy time to capture these properties. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Well, one thing is that right now Random Ways is fighting on his strong side. You know, he can easily reinforce. He's got 2 tanks, he's got a copter, another tank coming. On Grim Guy's weak side, he just has infantry and maybe 2 tanks. So I think this was where the really big difference that one, that basically tilted the match's favor is that Random Ways is fighting on his strong side and he just keeps pumping out tanks. While on his weak side, all he's doing is devoting infantry to defend the city captures. So right there, I believe is the really big aha moment in this match.
Yeah, but the good thing about this is that Green Guy used the last turn has been able to retreat from this weak side and put pressure on his strong side, which is much faster to reinforce into. So this might change just in the next very few turns, but let's see. And I really like.
Also, Grim Guy just kind of front shifted to the left. He wants to pressure the left part now. Grim Guy, it looks like.
Yeah. And I think this mech is really strong against tank aggression or recon aggression, because if you are facing recon aggression, if you hold the high ground as Grim, recons won't one shot, and tanks won't one shot unless you are on plains or lower. On forest, Green Guy one shots. I mean, 0 defense tank Green Guy. I think it's a roll, right? Like this mech is acting as if it was basically a cheap artillery. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Oh no, it's not a one shot. This is a roll, right?
Oh, let's see.
Yeah, because I saw a one shot last turn.
Yeah, it is a roll. It has to be a high roll too. It's 92 to 103.
That's basically 4 against 6, 40% chance. I don't like this situation though, because there is a lot of units from Green Guy army in position from being attacked. Like this copter is gonna get one shot, this infantry is gonna get one shot, and then this tank is gonna get first strike, and there is units to reinforce that attack. Let's see. Wow.
Let's see what Random Ways does.
Look at this one shot.
Oof.
Okay, Random Ways seems like he's gonna commit on the mirror side of the Green Guy attacks. He has enough copters to interrupt and kill units. So let's see. This is cover by
He's going
3.
very defensive.
Yeah, I think he knows that on the long run he has the advantage, so he doesn't want to pressure too much. Green guy needs really needs at least 2 more properties to reach that sweet point.
Yeah, for sure. Let me know if the noise is too much, because like the garbage truck is outside doing a lot
No,
of
no, no, no. There
noise.
is
I don't know
no
if it's getting.
white noise by your
Ah,
side.
okay, okay.
Don't worry. I would have told you, man.
Okay,
No, it's completely fine.
Good, good, good.
Do you live in
Okay,
the
okay.
city center?
Yeah, I live in the city. Gets a little bit noisy sometimes.
Here is
I'm used to
very
it, but sometimes if you're recording, it might be a little too much.
yeah. It has been very good so far. Don't worry.
Okay, cool. Well,
Mm,
it looks like they're just gonna fight in the center.
yeah, and
Grim
Random
guy
Ways
is
allows this
desperate
capture,
for income.
but he has managed to
Yeah,
get it. So
Random
he's.
Ways has so much unit value.
Let me check one thing. Look, Random Ways has generated this much amount, 185,000, and Green Guy on the other hand has just 11,000 less. That's one tank and a half of income.
Wait, no,
Uh,
it's actually less than that, because isn't he player one? I think Grim guy, and he
Green
just
Guy is
generated
player
funds.
one, yeah, and he has just
So I think he
started.
generated like 30 left.
Yeah, he has generated much more or less. True, 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 true. Because it counts this turn. Yeah, you're right. So it's almost 4 tanks of advantage of income. That's huge. That's almost the
Yeah,
difference that they have
yeah,
right now.
it's a lot.
One shot,
Another anti-air.
one shot.
Now they both have anti-air.
I mean, these one shots are fine for random ways because you are gonna get
Oof.
2 one shots in return, and since you are ahead, if you are doing
Yeah.
equal trades, you are gonna come on top. So random ways.
Yeah, I think Grim guy is very decided on fighting the middle, when he maybe should benefit or could benefit more from the corners. He doesn't have the bottom left corner, and could have more properties in the top left, top right. I mean.
Yeah, he has no pressure on the corners, and corners have quite a few properties. And at the end of the day, the
Yeah.
properties in the middle cost so much to capture that maybe they are not that worth. It's so wacky.
It is worth
one shot
to be able to front switch like they're being able. Yeah, that's crazy.
Knuckle Duster. I really like this detail.
Boom.
You know for sure, Humita, but for less experienced players, never pop your power until it's relevant. Because he has been charging up his power charge, and now he pops the power where it's gonna make a difference. But all those engagements that Random Ways just took were a one shot regardless without the powers, so it's very important because he was not fully charged.
Yeah.
Well, one thing we want to let newer players know is that you don't get charged when you have your power activated. So what Random Ways is doing, he's attacking, getting as much extra charge as possible before the actual engagements, like you said, are relevant. So it's like saving for a rainy day. Put as much money away as possible, then you can spend it, not before.
Yeah. And let's see, because it has only make 2 engagements with the power, one shot in this tank and this infantry, which is very valuable because one shot in this infantry means that green guy is not gonna be able to capture this city because he has only one infantry on range, and this infantry is guarding this infantry from capturing this. And one shot. What is this? 7 HP tank on planes one-shotting the infantry? Oh my god.
Wait.
7 HP.
Really?
Yes, look at
Let's
this.
see. That's crazy. 7 HP with power. Wow, it's a roll, but
It's a roll.
it's 98 to 105. Yeah,
That's
but it's a good roll. It's a good roll.
it's between 2 and 3 out of 10 chances of getting it. So it's very likely to get it.
Yeah, that's a fair roll. If you're on the positive side of the engagement, then yeah, you can take a 2 versus 5 on a roll. Go ahead, do it.
I mean, it depends. It depends on what is the punishment. Because if you are doing that engagement and the punishment is losing a Neo tank, I wouldn't have taken it ever. Because that's basically reducing your win rate. Like if you are taking an engagement that might just lose the game, I couldn't do it. But this was it was fine. Like this tank is covered by so many units that it's not gonna be attacked without any retaliation. I don't know. Maybe you are more. Oh, okay, green guy just resigned, guys.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good resign. I think Grim Guy was very stubborn with the middle, in keeping those 2 cities in the middle, and he literally, like, the 4 cities in the corner, in the bottom left corner, are randomized. Like Grim Guy didn't ever contest any of the 4 cities in the corner, and then in the top right corner he only has 1 out of the 4. So he was fighting over 2 cities when he could have been fighting for 8.
And the KDA doesn't look that bad, taking in account that now is the start of Green Guy turn. So it was all come to the huge income advantage, relatively, of the low income and the position, the state of the match. It's not like he's. I mean, he's behind on the cop. Let me check how many copters he has will. Green Guy has will 7, and Random Waste has will 10. So that's also 3 extra units on top of 4 of the KDA. So that's 7, and if you count, that's basically the difference, more or less. Random Waste has 1 extra one because he is also player 2, so he has 1 extra infantry. So that's 8. That's the difference between them. Yeah.
We also have to look at the the economic advantage that Random Ways captured many of Grim Guy's cities, and basically Grim Guy now has to spend his resources trying to get them back. I'm talking about like the top right. That he has to force his anti-air to fight on that front when they should be going to the center and taking care of the battle copters.
Yeah. So congratulations to Random Ways for winning against Green Guy with green. So he's like grimmer than Green Guy himself. And anyways, guys, if you have any suggestions, if you have any thoughts, let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for Humita for joining me in the commentary, and also King for hanging around with us. And do you have any last words, guys? You want to say something?
Thank you for having me. This game was really fun. I remember watching it every couple of days and just seeing units die all the time. It was very funny.
Yeah, like, as you can see, there is only tanks, copters, and recons. Maybe a couple of anti-airs. That's Green Guy experience. You don't need big tanks. You only... I mean, a medium tank is gonna die against a copter as Green versus Green. Like, I don't know what's the role, but yeah. Anyways, guys, thank you for...
I'll do it.
Okay, let's hear it. One
It does
more.
5 damage. A copter is a medium.
5 damage. Okay, yeah. And then a tank, normal tank, can engage into the medium tank, even though if you want.
Yeah.
And if you have powers or maybe haymaker, yeah. And don't forget the medium tank is so slow that it's gonna be very likely to be first strike it. But yeah, thank you guys for watching.
That's crazy.
Bye bye Humita, bye bye King, and cheers.
Bye. Thank you.